beautiful Astrolites, one and all, or I should rather say, Matriculous Monday, because this video pertains mostly to students who plan to go to college. Um, so here's the thing, before you decide, oh, you know what, I actually thought about getting a student loan, give me a few minutes to explain to you why that's a bad idea. First of all, student loans are scams. This is point blank. And if you look at my thumbnail, if you want to know more about it, go to prudential.com, find out all the facts um, before you decide to take out a loan and go to school and things like that. Students should not have debt. It's fact. They should not have debt. They go to classes to learn, not to get all their pockets drained, nickel and dimed, however you want to put it. That is not. I don't know who came up with that dumb idea. Oh, you know what? We should create student loans for those who can't afford to go. If you can't afford to go to school, you can't afford to go to school. It's just plain and simple. Bringing up that whole student loan, people who are too young to know, that are people that not just that they don't know, but that they don't understand how long that it'll take them to pay the said debt off. You guys with me so far? Right. So, if you're planning to go to college during the summer, the fall, whatever you want to do, especially if it's your first time, don't go for a student loan. You know, it's better just to get a part-time job, go to school part-time, and then if you feel like you're able to take on more, and because that'll be better in the long run. You know, you don't have to worry about all of your money getting taken out for books, meals, what have you. It's it's sad that we have to that students have to go through this every year, and the loans get worse every year. Because I was at the library last week, and this is actually what inspired me to make this video. Because not everybody goes to the library anymore. You know, they're just like, okay, for some of you, you do go to the library. Some of you do. But here's the thing. You need to go to the library more often and worry about getting student loans less, because you know it's for your schooling, it's for your books, your meals and such. And I know some of you are like, Astro, you make it sound so easy, because it is. Why are you guys gonna make it so much harder for yourselves? Student loans are scams. I don't know why people don't understand this. And it's targeted at the, what do you call it? The lower class. That's what it's targeted for. Because if you have a trust fund, or if you're rich, you come from money, of course, obviously you're not going to be eligible because you have the money to pay said debt off. That's not what it's there for. It's there to target students who want to go to school but they can't afford to. That's how they get you. But you got to remember, sometimes it takes months, most likely even years, to pay off your student loans. And you see it all the time in sitcoms. That stuff actually happens. You sign up for a loan, you're paying it off, let's say the first 6 months, and you're just like, oh, paying student loans off, it isn't that bad. Job's going pretty well, going to school. Think about it this way. Student loans are a third job. No matter which way you look at it, it is a third job. Because that's worrisome. You're working at a job that's worrisome because you don't know when your next check's gonna come. You're at school. You don't know what's going to happen with your classes. The student loans, you're not sure how long it's going to take you to pay it off in full. For those of you who have completed paying off your student loans, congratulations. Uh, Teach the others about it. Let them know how bad it is. Let them know that the student loans are not worth it, because you're just going to have paranoia the whole time. They are scams. Go to prudential.com, do your research, look up the percentage, the statistics that show why people are in the dark about student loans and student debts. Student loans, they are precisely bad as banking. That's why I don't use banks anymore, because they're also scam artists. Anything that involves money, you have to be careful for, because you can't tell whether or not if it's scam or if it's a real deal. You can't. If something's too good to be true, then it is. Real talk. Because people don't do their research anymore. They're just like, they like to see the tip of the iceberg, but they rather not see the whole thing crumble, or they'd rather not see the whole icicle about it. You know what I mean? They're not well educated. So if you know somebody who's like, hey man, look, I want to get a student loan, I know I'm already working, I can pay it off, this, that, and the third, it's not worth it. Because think about it, you were already stressed as it is, going to school, getting a good education, getting a career. You want to leave that part-time, full-time job in the past, so you can go on to a career, live a happy, full life. Leave student loans out of the picture. Trust me, you're going to be the more better for it. Student debts need to be canceled out. And more students, whether you be first time or you've been going for quite some time, you need to know that you don't need that stress. Go to the library, rent a book for free, sign up for a library card. At times they won't always have the book you want, but you can still reserve it. If it still comes in at a later date, you can ask them, can I reserve this book once you get it in stock? It's all about how you look at the situation. Let's say you're working full-time, you're going to school full-time, you really don't need a student loan on top of that. You don't need all that debt. Especially if you're doing all that plus a family, you really don't need to do all that. I mean, come on, take your kids to the library. My mom did. You know, it was the best time of my life. And she was able to rent some stuff, some books, a couple DVDs here and there. My mom went to college at one point. It wasn't always easy. But she taught me that student loans are, well, I actually don't think she did, but just the way that she presented herself. Because my mom's smart. You know, she doesn't believe in really signing up for loans or things like that. And so I took that to heart. Because who wants to rent for the rest of their lives, you know? Let's say you want to get a house. You don't want to pay mortgages every month or every year, so on and so forth. Own your house. So that way you can just be like, This is my house. This is my kingdom. Nobody is taking it from me. This is gonna go to my kids, so on and so forth, or not. However you want to do it. I'm not 100% sure. I don't have my house just yet, but still, it's the same concept. You don't want to pay off loans for the rest of your life, and people have died from loans. That's why they have loan sharks. Because if you don't pay them the certain amount of time, done. I don't know, some of you guys are like, Astro, you watch too many movies. No, it actually happens. It really does happen. People will lose their lives because they couldn't pay debts back. That's why I'm telling you guys, not only as a student, but as an individual, don't do loans, period. It's better to own than to rent. You feel me? Trust me, you guys are going to be the better off for it. You're going to be like, oh wow, Ashur was right. I didn't touch a single, I didn't sign up for a single loan. I'm owning my house, I'm owning my car, my kids are happy. That's the life we want for ourselves. Trust me, you don't want to be 3K in the hole because of wanting to matriculate at a good college. You don't want to do all that. That's as bad as somebody who doesn't have life insurance and has to scrape and claw for the money for their loved one's funeral. That's how bad it is. That's why it's important, and that's why I tell you guys, save whatever you don't spend. Build that credit. Build that money up. You will be the better for it. Trust me on this. Juliana will tell you the same thing on her video. And I'm pretty sure she knows somebody, one or two people who have signed up for loans and now their life's a mess. Because they put a proverbial ball and chain on their ankles. You don't want that for yourselves. I tell you guys all the time, you are better than that. You are better than what you think. You are more than what you think. Save that money. Go to college, work that job, but don't sign up for a student loan. If you need books, visit a library. Library doesn't have it. That's what online shopping is for. If the library at school, at the university, college, whatever, if the library has it, then it means that they can afford to buy it. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's better to own something. It's better to own than to rent. I want you guys to have better lives for yourselves. Because honestly, what's the point of student debt? Because believe it or not, let's say it is $3,000 for student loan. It's gonna be way cheaper, because I know you need the money to pay for classes as well. But you need to do your research first. Do your research before you start courses. Find out how much classes are going to be. Total that up to however many classes you're going to be taking for the semester. That's going to be your main target. Let's say your classes are $50 but your books are going to be, let's say, $200, because at times they can be. It's better to, okay, I'm contradicting myself a little bit because I'm just like, it's better to own than to rent. Libraries are exclusions because you don't have to worry about, okay, let me see if I can put it to you this way. It's better to rent your books from the library than to buy them from the student store. That's why throughout the years parents are like, oh, I'm gonna put this money for the college fund. There's a reason for that, because they don't want you to have to be 18 years old and signing up for loans because they weren't able to get you classes at the school you want to go to. That's why they're like, okay, this is going towards your college fund. They are keeping you from signing up for student loans so you don't mess up your life as you're trying to make it better for yourselves. Make sense? Okay. So, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Remember, it's better, library aside, it's better to own than to loan. Words to live by, food for thought. Really think about that. I love you all. I hope you have a marvelous Monday. We'll talk soon. Bye.